You're considering a move to Bethesda, but you want to make sure that you find the right neighborhood for you. Well, make sure that you watch this video to the end, because today we're talking about the top 8 neighborhoods in Bethesda, Maryland. Bethesda is a great municipality. It's another census-designated place that the DC area is so fond of having, rather than true cities. Bethesda is part of Montgomery County, Maryland, and a very wealthy suburb of DC. Home to about 66,000 residents. It's quite a bit smaller than Washington, DC itself, and Arlington, Virginia, another large, affluent suburb of DC, which is right across the river from Bethesda, Maryland, is quite a bit smaller, about 200,000 less than Arlington and 600,000 less than DC, with 66,000 residents. The average income of a household in Bethesda is about $180,000. Just to get a benchmark for sort of the average income needed in some of these nicer neighborhoods in Bethesda. As we go through, I'll show you some footage of the neighborhoods so you can see what types of housing you may be able to purchase or rent in each neighborhood, give you brief stats about the school, and some other local neighborhood info such as recent real estate figures, so you know exactly what you're in store for if you start shopping for a place to live in one of these top 8 Bethesda neighborhoods. If you'd like to know more about Bethesda in general or as a whole, I already have a great video about that. Everything you need to know about living in Bethesda, Maryland is in this video right here, so you can check that out as well. Number 8, Westmoreland Hills. Near Sibley Memorial Hospital and right along the border of DC, you can take Delacarlia Parkway to get quickly to Westmoreland Hills from DC, Georgetown, and nearby neighborhoods. This neighborhood is wonderful for outdoor enthusiasts, lots of access to green spaces and parks. It's southeast of downtown Bethesda, has great natural landscapes. Little Falls Stream Valley Park is here in Westmoreland Hills, as well as the Capitol Crescent Bike Trail. Houses in this neighborhood range from colonial to modern split level. Westmoreland Hills is almost entirely made up of single-family homes. Kids in this neighborhood attend great schools, including Westbrook Elementary, which niche.com ranks as the #1 elementary school in the state of Maryland. One downside of this really very beautiful neighborhood is just that there is not much here as far as retail and commercial. You do have the schools and daycares, things like that for your family's needs. Really no gas stations and no shopping. So you'll have to drive slightly out of the way to get your groceries if you're living here. Number 7, Woodacres. Woodacres is another beautiful neighborhood, fairly quiet. It does have more retail and commercial options. They have a new Tate bakery, which is fantastic. And those are opening all over the DC area. Giant Whole Foods, so a lot closer to your groceries. And I happen to drive past the least expensive gas station I've ever seen in Bethesda, Maryland. So nice variety, definitely a quiet community, also very hilly. This part of Maryland along the Potomac is within the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So a lot of very hilly cities nearby here along the Potomac. Woodacres is a historic district, which means there are regulations on renovations, which the Architectural Covenants Committee oversees, and also very strict regulations and rules regarding tearing down existing homes in this neighborhood. Woodacres does have nice broad streets, very close to Kenwood Country Club and golf course. So there is a lot to do here in Woodacres. Number 6, Windgate. A very well-maintained neighborhood, Windgate offers charming homes along tree-lined streets. Lots of green spaces to take advantage of throughout. It's very close to NIH and Walter Reed. It is right along the Beltway. So really easy if you're going to be commuting somewhere other than DC. You can go straight down Old Georgetown Road, which connects with East-West Highway and Wisconsin Avenue in downtown Bethesda. Or hit the Beltway, which is right there, and that'll take you out to Virginia, McLean, Ashburn, that direction, or further out to the east on the way to Baltimore, Silver Spring, that type of thing. So it's great if you're commuting. Windgate has a very calm and serene, friendly feel to it, and it's a safe and engaging place for families. A fairly moderately priced neighborhood compared to some other ones on our list at $589 per square foot. There is a diverse range of architectural styles here, and you're much more likely to find newer homes and new construction throughout Windgate than you are in most of our other top neighborhoods. Number 5, West Chevy Chase Heights. Now, Chevy Chase is tricky. It is actually a separate town outside of Bethesda. There's also a neighborhood in DC that they call Chevy Chase. West Chevy Chase Heights, which I'm talking about here, is actually part of Bethesda, runs right up to downtown Bethesda, and has Bethesda mailing addresses. So exactly what you'd expect for a Bethesda neighborhood. As I said, Chevy Chase is very complicated, so I will make a video soon about the entire Chevy Chase region so you can understand a little more about it. It's a great historic community with a lot of really nice features. Much of it is very similar to Bethesda in a lot of ways, very close to Bethesda. However, it's a little denser. And again, most of it's closer to DC, so the real estate does tend to run even a little more expensive. But some beautiful, older, historic homes in Chevy Chase as well. So I'm definitely excited about putting that together in a video for you soon. For the time being, we're talking about West Chevy Chase Heights, right along downtown Bethesda. Not a ton of residential here, but the location is so prime because you are walking distance to everything that you could want as far as what Bethesda has to offer for shopping, restaurants. Bethesda Theater is right there. It is an easy walk to the metro, very close to NIH, clearly a huge Bethesda employer. So that's a nice benefit too. And the schools make the neighborhood great for families. Number 4, Alta Vista. Alta Vista is a great mix of single-family, townhomes, condos, and apartments. Most of the neighborhoods on this top 8 list do not have many condos or apartments. Alta Vista, however, does. There's tons of great options for condos and rental apartments, that type of thing. In fact, you could purchase your first place here, a condo, for around $285,000 with 2 bedrooms. So quite a great deal, great for the DC area in general, and really great for Bethesda. Also a little more new construction in this area than we're seeing elsewhere. Nice bike trails and parks throughout. There are 2 amazing private schools in Alta Vista. Rochambeau, the French International School, and Bethesda Country Day School. Great neighborhood to be in if you'd like to set up your kids with an amazing private school education. Very close to NIH and Walter Reed Hospital. You can walk to the Bethesda Medical Metro Station. Also very close to 495 to make for easy commuting. But it's got a great mix of different types of housing. So it really is within reach for almost anybody who would like to live in Bethesda. The top 3 neighborhoods, we have 3 neighborhoods that are very hard to separate. So they sort of run into each other a lot. Oftentimes they're actually grouped together in different ways. They basically make up the western side and the more suburban areas right outside of downtown Bethesda. So between the 3 of them, they're all within a 4 to 32 minute walk of the downtown Bethesda Metro. So all fantastic location. They all have different but fantastic options as far as restaurants, shopping, and community activities go. They differ quite a bit in exactly what there is to do there and the styles of housing. They are separated in the MLS, meaning if you're looking to buy in one of these 3 particular neighborhoods, I could do a search for you in any of them. So it is definitely worth separating them. For this list about which neighborhood you specifically should live in. I'm able to search and filter just results in whichever neighborhood you like. It is very hard to choose a top one out of these three. So we'll just start at the top. The northernmost of these three neighborhoods will be number 3 on our list, and that's Battery Park. Battery Park is a beautiful neighborhood with several historic sites and parks. You've got the Battery Park Community Center. Battery Park is often looked at as the best place to live in Bethesda, and it may very well be. The only reason why I couldn't put it right at the top of my list was that it doesn't have the variety of housing that some of the other downtown Bethesda neighborhoods have. It is kind of amazing that there are so many single-family homes within walking distance to downtown Bethesda. The Metro, NIH, it's fantastic. But if you are just starting out, wanting to rent, getting a condo, there are literally no options for apartments or condos in Battery Park. You'd have to want and be able to afford a higher-end 4-bedroom Bethesda home before even considering Battery Park as the best choice for you to live in. So since it doesn't hit enough people's needs, put it in at number 3. It wasn't quite as versatile as I think the number 1 neighborhood in Bethesda should be. All that being said, it is an absolutely beautiful neighborhood to walk through, to drive through. Easy to get around, nice wide streets, quiet environment. Feels like you're very close to nature. There's parks throughout. Number 2, Edgemore. Edgemore is often described as picturesque and an enchanting place to belong, and often placed at the number 1 place to live in Bethesda. And that could be right, and it probably is for many people. Very hard to pull apart these top 3. Edgemore has a wonderful, serene environment and very quiet suburban feel. Although it's still located right next to downtown Bethesda, Edgemore is within a 4 to 15 minute walk of downtown Bethesda Metro. You're very close to Bethesda Row. Edgemore does have a little more variety, many single family homes. You can find townhomes here as well. Also, being so close to downtown Bethesda adds to the community flavor and engagement. Edgemore has a ton of different events throughout the year to participate in for all residents and families alike. And there are definitely a lot of opportunities to buy newly constructed homes or an older tear down and build what you would like in Edgemore. And for number 1, our top pick today is Bradley Hills. Known for its quiet streets and very high quality homes, it is definitely one of my favorite neighborhoods in Bethesda, and for so many reasons. It's on the southern side of downtown Bethesda, so your drive from Bradley Hills to downtown DC will most likely be a little bit easier on you. Homes in Bradley Hills vary quite a bit from historic to contemporary and modern homes. By Bradley Shopping Center, you have a Safeway, my favorite of the grocery store chains, Liberty gas stations on just about every corner, and a bunch of really nice small businesses. Bradley Food and Beverage, which has amazing sandwiches, and it's a great place to shop for gifts. Strohscheider's, I don't know how I can't say it. Ace Hardware, which is very popular among Bethesda residents. I think it's actually a test of whether you actually live there or not, whether you can say it. You've got Mercedes-Benz and Audi right here as well. And right against Bethesda Row. So you have wonderful modern shopping, high-end places to eat. Some of my very favorites, the Sweet Green and Bethesda Bagels are here. Bethesda holds a lot of great community events throughout the year at Bethesda Row. This is right over here near the Darcy, a real standout, high-end, luxury condo building. I actually got to work on a lot of interiors in this building when it was new in 2015, and I was still in the interior design industry. It's actually on the other side of Bethesda Row from Bradley Hills, but both are central to the prime downtown area of Bethesda. And as I said, very high quality homes, really great range of options, wonderful construction. The streets are amazing, very easy to get around. And it's actually a lot of fun to drive in this neighborhood as well. You could probably make an argument for any of these neighborhoods to be considered the top one. Please go ahead and let us know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. It's a great way to keep the discussion going. Which one is your top Bethesda neighborhood? Which one do you, or would you, live in if you could choose any of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you have any other questions and want help on your search to find the right place to live in Bethesda or the DC area, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to help answer questions about the neighborhoods or real estate in general in DC and the surrounding areas. Thanks again, take care, and I hope to see you next time.